You too, man. What's going on? It's LNH back with another vid, man, and we gotta talk about it, man. The Bronny James recruiting situation and where he's going is going crazy. There's been a lot of speculation and a ton of articles published in recent hours stating where Bronny James may in fact end up going to college. So I'm gonna break it down, getting right into it. But man, if you like these type of vids, man, make sure you like the vid and subscribe. Turn on those notifications. It's free. But let's get right into it. Now, if you guys don't know Bronny James, of course, son of LeBron James, his recruiting and where he's going to go in the future is a huge topic. Some people say he's going to team up with Bron very soon on the Lakers, and other people say he's going to go to college, maybe overseas, NBA G League. A lot of people are really questioning where is this dude going to go, but I got to break it down and give you the facts about this guy. Now, if you guys have not seen, a recent article was actually published about where Bronny James is going to go, and this is insane. Now, the recruiting website had actually stated, and this is according to Yahoo Sports, that Bronny is going to be interested in going to 4 different schools, including Duke, Kansas, Kentucky, and UNC. And that's wild to me because you guys know this dude Bronny has actually improved a ton. A lot of people were calling him overrated, said that he had no really shot at playing and being an effective player at the next level, but I think he has proved himself over these years. And especially in his most recent EYBL season, where this dude was going crazy on the court and honestly, in my opinion, looked to improve a ton. Bronny has been a positive surprise. He's shown me he's more than a last name. He can make shots and handle the ball. He's very even-keeled for someone who's under the microscope. And that's what a lot of people are not noticing about this dude. That's crazy. An NBA scout is saying this about Bronny. And it's crazy because you look at the comment section and how much hate this guy has on his game because he's not scoring 50, 60 points a night, because he's not really doing a number of things that people want to see on the mixtapes, crossing people up. But I think what he has that a lot of people don't notice are those intangibles. And his biggest problem that we've always talked about is really having that confidence on the court to get after every single game. And that's something that can be conditioned, but for sure, we saw spurts of it in the EYBL session. Really, Bronny was just going off, getting to the basket, really doing his thing on the court, and looked super aggressive. And it showed when he was in that mode, in that domination mindset, he can really be an effective player and for sure can easily play and dominate at the next level. But it's very interesting to see how even NBA scouts are really starting to notice Bronny's talent. And I think people are going to start taking this dude a lot more seriously in this basketball scene. Now, of course, I think one of the biggest issues with Bronny James as well is where he's playing. Now, yes, Sierra Canyon's team is fire. They play against great competition and they do have a really good squad, but it's going to be tough next year for Bronny James because, of course, you guys know who he's going to be hooping with, and that's Amari Bailey. And Amari Bailey, if you guys have not seen any of his vids of him playing, this dude is a dog on the court, was definitely the leader of the Sierra Canyon team. And it's crazy because Bronny James being on that squad and being with him, I think there are times, since Bronny is going to be a junior now, it's tough for Bronny really to get that type of shine because Amari Bailey is the one who's really going crazy on the court and taking a lead, especially when we talk about scoring. Even when people like Drake came to the game, Bron came to the game, Michael B. Jordan, Amari Bailey was calm, cool, collected, and he was still getting buckets and killing on the court. And there were times definitely where Bronny James looked a little bit intimidated on the court or really just wasn't as aggressive as we wanted him to see. But definitely he is built from that because in EYBL, this dude had games where he was dropping 16 points, getting the rebound, stealing the basketball, playing exceptional defense. And I think it's those things that people really don't notice, that don't get on the mixtapes, that Bronny James' game really revolves around and what people don't give him credit for. Now, Bronny, of course, was D-ranked and is ranked the 41st player in the country for his class. And in my opinion, I think that's still pretty good. As long as you're ranked, you're definitely doing something right and showing that you have game. But honestly, I don't know if going to these 4 schools that he listed here was the best option for Bronny James in the future. And the reason why I say this is because he's clearly a player who needs a defined role and needs a path for him really to be that guy on the court. And when you go to these other schools, when he's playing with such good competition against but also on his team, there are times definitely where Bronny, when he has really good teammates who can score the ball and do things very well on the court, he sometimes shies away from the spotlight and really just doesn't go after it as much. And I think going to these type of schools may hurt him at some point because he's not going to have that type of shine. But of course, you can look at it on the other hand and say that since he's playing with such excellent players, he's either going to rise to the occasion where he gets better, or he's going to fall off and he's not going to be as good, and people are going to really see, can this dude really hoop, or is he not that good? Is he just the last name James? Now, the real reason why I think Bronny James for sure is going to end up going to college over all of these other routes is, number one, if you look at Bron and what he values, Bron clearly values education, and him not going to college is clearly something that he feels passionate about and wants his kids to go to college. And it's not really a position here where it's going to hurt Bronny, because of course now he can make money off of his name, image, and likeness. And for sure, Bronny is not going to be worried about money like other players, because his father and this type of situation that he was brought up in, he doesn't really have to worry about that. So I definitely think for sure college will be the best route for Bronny James to go there, develop, work on his game, be in a system, and really play against other talented players and see where he matches up against. But I think there's going to be for sure an adjustment period, and all eyes are going to be on him like always. You guys know this dude, and everyone is tuning into his games. Like I said, celebrities were pulling up to this guy's game, so it's going to be no different, and I think it's only going to be heightened at the college level. But even NBA veterans like Gilbert Arenas stated that Bronny James was going to be the best player in the country by the time he is a senior. And that's a heavy statement, we know, and we have seen. Even if you look at Bronny James' numbers right now, his numbers are not the most impressive at all. Now, he was only averaging around 7 points per game on the EYBL session, which is Nike's AAU league, 3 rebounds, and in his high school at Sierra Canyon, he was only averaging 3 points per game according to Max Preps. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this is correct, and especially with their shortened season, a lot of these numbers may be off, but the EYBL one is most likely correct. And in this case, his numbers are not the best. We look at that, but again, I think that's why it's easy to look at his numbers and state that he's not good. But if you actually watch how he plays and how he gets his other teammates involved, gets them buckets, and really is a facilitator on the court, that's what he does best. Now, even in some of his games, it almost seems like Bronny James' teammates don't really pass him the ball all that much. And I think, again, it could be similar to the Jello situation, where sometimes people are jealous of the type of shine that you do have. You saw what happened to Langelo Ball when he was playing in the summer league. Sometimes his teammates were really just not passing him the rock and almost hating on him. And it's crazy to think that you even see that at the younger level, and especially when Bronny plays. And sometimes they just really don't give this guy the ball, and he doesn't get that many touches, and it seems like plays are really not developed for him to score the basketball. But I think when a coach really realizes, and when Bronny starts to take over and see that he can really score against anyone in the country, is the time when we're going to see the shift in this dude's game, and he's going to be a monster on the court. But of course, I will give it to him as well. Bronny did have an injury and was coming off of that as well. But man, this is going to be a clean slate for sure when Bronny does start to play in his high school season. And again, when AAU does come off, man, there are no excuses for him. It is game time. It's time to see what he's truly made of. But you guys let me know about his performances so far. He's played a number of games pretty well, had a 16-point game, did his thing on the court in EYBL for sure, showed a lot of talent. Even NBA scouts are now starting to notice this dude's game. You guys let me know, should we really take him seriously? Is Bronny going to be a star? Does he have the same type of motivation as Bron, or is he going to be a different player, maybe not as good? You guys let me know in the comments down below. You guys always talk about Bryce too. Let me know the comparison. Drop the comments down below. Make sure you like the vid, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, get a notification every time I upload a new video, and comment any video suggestions you do have in the comments down below. All right, it's LNH, I'm out.